Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me here at Shanna Sweets. It's that time of the month again for your November sweet treat video. I'm so glad that it's that time of the month, and I'm so glad that I can't believe it's that time of the year, that it's already almost Christmas, and I'm just loving getting into the Christmas card season. And I was making cards, and I thought, oh, I'll do Christmas cards, but I thought, oh, I got to do something for Thanksgiving, and I had to pull out this stamp set because it was absolutely one of my favorite ones in the catalog. It was one of the first ones I bought, and I just have not made enough cards with it this year. So, but I really wanted to make Christmas cards, so I decided to do one of each for this month's sweet treat. And I did a thankful card and a Christmas card. My Christmas sentiment is in the inside because I just couldn't make room for it on the outside. So this month you will get any customer who spends $25 this month using the hostess code will get my little packet of sweet treat with all the paper contents to make these two cards. They do each have embossing for them, and I've already embossed that for you, although they are super neat embossing folders, and you know, they're not that expensive, so you might actually want to purchase them. The leaves are very versatile, and the snowdrift I did on green this time, but it's super pretty on white, let me tell you. So we're going to get right to it and start with the Christmas card this time. Let me move these aside. I have put plenty of vanilla cardstock for you to stamp out your wreath. And then I had to use a second card because of the Christmas, and I used Merry Mistletoe. It has a Christmas sentiment, and it has this super cute reindeer. So you can do that or pick out any Christmas card that you happen to have. And do the same thing. And I thought for the Christmas wreath, I wanted a light and a dark green. So of course, love the new in color Lemon Lime Twists because it is a super color super light green, and it's just absolutely lovely. And I loved garden green on top of it. So you want to use the big full leaf first, and I stamp it down once first. And do know that it's going to be spotchy because this is a watercolor stamp. It's not going to be full. And lots of people think their stamp is all messed up, but that is purposeful. That is the way it's supposed to look. And then the second one has more detail, and that's where you see the leaves. But then I go ahead and take my bottom stamp that I did and stamp it one more time. But I want to move it. I don't want it to be the same way. So I change it so it doesn't stamp the same direction and stamp one more time on top, and that gives me a much fuller wreath this time. So now my flower is now a Christmas wreath. I'm using my Stampin' Scrub over here to the side of me, and for those of you who may not have seen a Stampin' Scrub, has little drops over here that you're going to spray with your mist, and sun on the side. That's the dry side. So I need to take one of my leaves off here so that I can put my little reindeer. And then we're going to stamp him in Crumb Cake. And then I've got an Early Espresso marker here. This is one of the regular Stampin' Write markers. And I'm going to just fill in his little antlers up here. Now, we got new alcohol markers, and I'm going to use them on the next card, but for this one we want to use our regular water-based markers so they can go on. They won't stain our stamps, and they'll go right over, and you can stamp with them. The alcohol markers aren't meant for stamping, they're meant for coloring. So I'm going to just stamp my little guy right here. I rocked my stamp. That's okay because I'm going to fussy cut this guy out. So let me put my stamps up, my ink pads up. I'm still going to use that green one more time, so I'm not going to go too far away with that. So you just fussy cut around your, so what I did here, doesn't really matter that I rocked my stamp, although you wouldn't want to do that if you were just doing it on the card, but so see, I just want to show you that it doesn't matter because I'm going to cut him. And you can go and leave as much or as little as you like. So see here, I didn't get as close as I want. All right, through the magic of, now in my next one I did fussy cut the wreath out, and then I've already fussy cut my little guy out, so don't want to have to take the time to do that. So we're going to go ahead. I have some Whisper White cardstock here, and we're just going to fold that in half. I got my trusty little bone folder here to give me a nice clean cut. And then of course my wonderful snail adhesive. Of course this is embossed, so we need to make sure we have some extra on that. Make sure my card opens the right way. I'm going to go ahead and take my garden green here and stamp up my, you could do this in red or garden green. The paper we're using, the designer paper, is from Merry Little Christmas. And I picked the one that's got trees. And it's 2 3/4 wide. Now, marker. Actually, what do I have here? I have the cherry cobbler. And just color in a little circle here. And that'll give you like a little holly, like what's on our wreath. We're going to put some holly on our wreath here in a minute. You could use the pearls, but then you would be bumping into your card. So that's why I did not do that for the inside. So I'm going to put some snail adhesive on my, I go ahead and put extra on here too because it's going to be, and I had not cut this paper down yet. So my designer paper also has to be 5 3/4. Otherwise it is too big for 5 1/4. Because then it's too big for my card. And then we will take dimensionals, put it on my wreath. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some Tombow glue. This is tinsel ribbon that's in the holiday catalog, and I've just made a little bow out of it. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue and put it at the bottom. Put a little block right there for a moment. Hold it in place while I put some pop dots on my little reindeer. I'm going to use minis on his antlers. Now, these are some pearls, that basic pearl basic gems, jewels, and if you take our alcohol markers, and I'm going to go ahead and color, you can just color the pearls. I want this, that one came off on my finger, but I want the little ones. And it helps if you have our little piercer to put them around. And then I went ahead and took the basic gray. Now make sure you get them on straight and they click so they don't dry out. And they do say you want to store them on their side because it keeps the liquid inside them. And I gave him an eyeball. And then that's our first card. Alrighty. Card number. So, take your So Saffron. We're going to make 2 flowers this time. So we're going to stamp the bottom twice. Oh, crud, I'm going to stamp it again because I told. All right, this is the one. I want to do this one in my So Saffron again. Turn my thing so it's nice and full. Do this one again. There we go. Now, so this time we're going to put a center in it. Move those aside. And I wanted a nice dark center. Move my markers aside here. So I'm going to go with Early Espresso for the center. And I didn't really want to feel like fussy cutting, so I used this punch, and I will put some punched pieces, and then you have a piece of vanilla in your kit, and you can either fussy cut or you can punch it, whichever way you feel like. So that's what we're going to do. And then for the leaves on this one, and there is a punch, oops, that comes out, and you can stamp it. So I still use the garden green on the lemon lime. So if you're punching first, or stamping first, you can just do that, and then you line it up. Like that. Or you're going to get it in your kit already punched. Like that, and then you're just going to line it up with your stamp. Like that. And then punch, stamp. So, I'm going to fold your 8.5 sheet in half. And then the embossed piece goes down. Okay, that's piece is supposed to be, I guess one of my pieces was not cut right. It's supposed to be 2.5 by 5 3/4 is your Painted Harvest piece of paper, and then this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So we just want a little bit of and it's going to go right on top to where you just have the edge on the outside, parallel side showing. And then we're going to take some Very Vanilla Natural Twine, put a little bit on the outside here. And now we're going to stick it down good. And I put it down a little bit so that it would have more at the top. And then I put dimensionals on kind of where this would not, preferably not line up on the twine, was my hope. Put that one in just a bit. And then these were better with the minis because I didn't want the leaves to show. And this one I'm going to have to fold in just a bit so that it doesn't stick outside our card. And if you want to secure it just a little bit more, go ahead and glue this one down so that it doesn't flop around. Now there's extras on the leaves in case you mess up or in case you want just a couple or a bunch. That's completely up to you. And then there's a strip for the vanilla to make a banner for your saying. So I wanted mine in crimson, but of course you could do it in espresso, you could do it in the green, whatever color you think will work. I wanted mine over more towards this side. And then I just kind of cut mine straight. Of course, now if you have the triple banner punch, you can line it up and get a better corner that way. Mine isn't handy at the moment, but we're going to just line that up. I think I will put that there. So there's that card. There is our Christmas one, and that is our sweet treats for this month. Again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're not. Check out the store. There's just 2 months left with the holiday catalog, so you don't want to miss out. A bunch of these will be great for year-round. This Daisy Punch has so many versatilities to it, so you could really use it. And even this holiday paper, you know, the back side is red. It could be used for anything, not just trees. So, you know, they did a really good job of, you know, if you use the Christmas and have a bunch left over, the back side of the paper would be good for all year round. So Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please email me. And don't forget to use the hostess code to get in on my sweet treats. Thank you so much.